I was contacted today. A friend of mine, we were having a talk, and she was discussing the word meek. We're discussing meekness and being meek, what it means to be meek. And so I think I want to cover that a little bit because, as many people would know from things I've said in the past, that I firmly believe that churchianity today is teaching scripture incorrectly and not really covering things the way it's supposed to be done. And a simple example of this is that word meek. Meek, people think of the word meek, and even if you look at modern dictionaries today, you're going to find that that word meek is somebody that is weak or somebody that's subservient, somebody that's easily overcome. All right. And that is very different from what you find if you go through scripture. Words mean things, so go to the words. Um, in the Greek, it was bryonis. Um, in the Hebrew, it is iono, if I remember correctly. And in the Hebrew, if you break it down, go to the root word ayin, it meant to watch. It meant to watch, and there was another word also combined with it. That word was um, maybe like aggression or problem. Okay, so what we need to realize is in our linear thinking, really, with the Western world, we want to describe something as being one or the other. Whereas in Hebrew, if it's talking about watching and it's also talking about, maybe problems coming or aggression, it also could be a reference to. How do you choose? Well, with the Hebrew way of thinking, it's both. You are watching for aggression. And when you really look at that word meek, meek is somebody with power. That power may be like a sword that's sheathed. It You're keeping things kind of hidden. You're staying on the DL. You're staying on the down low. Uh, I don't know how many times have you ever heard anybody say, for instance, uh, you know, careful you don't get black and blue. I think one of the sayings nowadays on the street is, careful you don't get swelled. What's that mean? Like, careful you don't get black and blue. Careful you don't get beat up. You know what I mean? That's because the meek person, they may be quiet. You're always told, watch the dude that's quiet. Watch the small guy. Same exact idea. That's what you're supposed to be when you're meek. You're quiet. You stay in the background. You're not the one that causes aggression. However, if aggression is caused to the meek man, watch out. You do not want to come head to head with the man who's meek. Meekness is also, if you look at like the Beatitudes, and it's mentioned in Matthew 5:5. These are, I would actually call them gifts. There's something that's given to you. Well, how do you get them? The gifts that are given to you because you do what? You follow the commandments. You follow what you're told to do. Now, what does God tell you to do? If you go to Timothy and look and see what God tells you to do in Timothy, there's a couple different things there. One is that you are supposed to give reproach to somebody who's doing wrong. Would a meek person do that? Probably not. Not in the way we think of meekness. You're all supposed to give reproach to people who are teaching false doctrine. Second Timothy mentions that as well. That is not something that somebody who is cowardly would do. No, the meek man is not cowardly. He is not timid. You don't want to come across one who is meek because, it's talked about in, like I said, Matthew 5:5, that the meek shall inherit the earth. To me, that was just a reference back by Yeshua to the book of Psalms that says the meek shall inherit the land. Same exact thing. We are supposed to be gentle as doves, but wise as serpents. Is there something wrong with coming after a situation where wrong is being done? Is there such a thing as righteous anger? Yes, there is. Yeshua turned over the tables in the temple. That was righteous anger. Be angry and sin not. There's more to all of this than what people were really taught in Sunday school. The real power is in meekness. It's really in sitting back, watching, being quiet, and striking when the iron's hot.